Okay. And hello, Mr. Spock. But yeah, my name's Sugi Yamagawa, and today on VTubing my slow life hobbies in my 30s, I have brought several containers of potatoes. Well, containers. They don't have potatoes in them yet, but we're gonna fix that today. So, I've got myself some seed potatoes, and yeah, we're gonna be planning out this year's seed potatoes today. But yeah, that's what we got going on. We're gonna just be doing some nice, lovely, chill gardening today. I actually have not one, but two varieties of potatoes. So let me grab some bags, because the bags have the information. So, seed potato number one is gonna be Red Northland. Really don't know a lot about this guy. All I know is so I've got two of these size containers right here. I typically plant Red Pontiac, but I was like, okay, that seems like a reasonably suitable substitute, because usually your red potatoes, they're more of a stew or a mashing potato. They're not really a frying potato. However, though, if you want a frying potato, that's where you get russet, where I have Silverton russet. So, and also the really cool thing that I actually got kind of just like figured out this year is I got these guys for $7.99. So, sourcing seed potatoes has been kind of a pain in the butt task for me for the 6 or 7 some odd years I've been growing potatoes. And I was just doing some internet searching one day, and the lovely store called Tractor Supply sells seed potatoes. And they sell so this bag, when it's full of seed potatoes, it is 4 pounds. So for a visualization, this is what 4 pounds of seed potatoes looks like. It is a lot of seed potatoes. So the fact so these 2 bags is more than enough to plant out all these containers and give me leftovers. So I am very excited about that. Very, very, very excited about that. Really just, I'm just so happy to actually have like a reliable source, because I've also been like buying, because when I first grew potatoes, I went to like Lowe's, Home Depot, whatever, and I think Lowe's charges like $12 for like 2 pounds of seed potatoes, and it's like, yeah, it's a little bit pricey. Like at the price point that you're paying for seed potatoes, you're not even really saving money on growing your own potatoes, because also just potatoes are generally pretty cheap. So if you turn 1 pound of seed potatoes into 5 pounds of potatoes, and honestly, I should have probably checked on what the actual like going market rates for potatoes, because I usually buy my potatoes bagged and frozen. I don't actually buy them fresh usually, because I just like frozen, because frozen stuff just keeps better. But yeah, at those prices, the economics on growing your own seed potatoes doesn't make a lick of sense. So at the economics we're working at now, the numbers we're working at right now, things are looking a lot better. Also, we got some nice creeping Charlie here. If you're wondering, if you're wandering around in your yard in Eastern North America and you have this like low to the ground cover that has like bluish purple flowers to it, and it smells very minty. Well, just not minty per se, but like a kind of a medicine-y smell. It's Creeping Charlie. So, first things first, we're gonna take off that layer of leaves. Did not. Ooh, that's a... Oh! Oh, OBS disconnected. And... Okay. And we reconnected. Yippee! Okay, good, good. Oh, man. That doesn't usually happen. That does not usually happen. Shovel-kun, you're so intimidating. Sharing OBS. So, I like to take a little bit of soil out. I start playing in these bad boys. As you can see, we got some nice earth. Oh, need to do. Really break the soil up. First thing I gotta do. Kind of break it up. It's a little bit too tight. Too tight. Granted, I've put lots of sawdust in these containers in the past, and I've also put wood chips and other materials. So the soil mixture here leans very heavy organic-y. As you can see, we have lots of got leaves, lots of organic matter, bark, stuff like that. But it's also very dark. It's a very dark. This means it's very, very heavy organic. Got lots of organic stuff in it. That's good because the thing with soil with a high level of matter in it is the soil it holds moisture really well. One downside of doing planting, working with containers, at least from a gardening perspective, is they are very vulnerable to drying out. So you really have to be on top of your watering game when you're working with your containers. So I always try to have a very heavy mix of organic matter in it. So our first fertilizer for today is going to be good old bone meal. I'm getting close to the end of my bag, so at some point in the future, I have to go find some enemies to defeat or something to replenish my stock. So I always go in with 2 fertilizers. First one being bone, the second one blood. So blood pretty much is exclusively nitrogen. Got a nice 14 on our NPK ratio, which I used to know what NPK stood for, but the N's nitrogen, P's phosphorus, and K is potassium. Those are like the 3 macronutrients for plants. So, and working in these containers, I just get my soil nice and loosened up. Then I get my fertilizer in. And then using my little hori, or if I'm lucky, have reasonably coarse dirt that I can easily stir. I'll just mix it back. Kind of incorporate the blood and bone meal a little bit better. Dirt. Because you just want to like incorporate it. No, you don't want it all like. Okay. Let's get into here. There we go. Let's go. Part. Now have ourselves reasonably cool. Reasonably well mixed organic dirt. So I have a lot of dirt here. A lot of dirt. I always take a look at the sizes of my container. So you might be noticing a lot of these containers aren't very full at the get-go. That's actually on purpose. I don't always fill my containers to the brim with dirt. One, it makes them lighter, especially for handling. And also, a fun thing you can do with your containers is you can naturally hill them. So what we're here, place that little feller down there. And then I'm gonna keep track of that, and then I'm gonna realize aggressively bury that guy in, and we're gonna move to the other side. Make the other side dead. The other side. Alright. So let's grab the number 2. There they be. Whoop. And then you just set your little feather down there, and get in here with your glove, and then you just lightly cover it. You don't have to get aggressive with it. You don't have to get crazy with it. All you do. All you do. So that is 1 pot of dirt out of 3 taken care of. So this is basically where I typically like to have my containers at. So I have a seed potato here, I have a seed potato there. For these size pots, this is usually what I'll do, is I'll have 2 seed potatoes, and that will more than fill up this pot with plants. Now, why I don't fill these all the way up to the top. Once the potato greenies come up, a little like kind of a vine, really. Well, they're also a lot like a tomato, so think like a tomato. So once the stems start to come up, and they start getting to the point where the leaves are like overtaking the rim, I'll take some of my soil and I'll add it back into here, and that kind of allows me to naturally hill the potato. So right now we've got a pretty good soil base. These are heavy. So there's plenty of dirt to support the potato, but when we hill it, we create more opportunities for that potato plant to create more potatoes. And I'll also probably will do a second feeding of just blood meal, just because potatoes are a pretty hungry crop nutrient-wise, and I'm okay. So for a season, 1 dose per container of the bone meal is usually sufficient for those. However, though, a little extra bone meal doesn't help, and then depending on like how the growing season goes, I might add additional fertilizer based off how it's going. But yeah, container 1. Sugi stuck his shovel in his way. Let's try to get that a little bit closer. Ooh. And I slowly make my way around with victim number 2. Victim number 2. Ooh, oh boy. Okay, but before we get into tearing this guy apart, I got something. I see some things in here. I see some things. So, what are yous? I know what you are, but chat does not know what you are. And that is, what you are volunteer sunflowers. So, lots were chilling out in my driveway where I had a bird feeder up for a period of time. Those birds, those very wasteful creatures, did not consume all their seed. Because they did not consume all their seed, I have glove. I will eventually have glove. But here is a sunflower. So I'm gonna actually go ahead and just take sunflower dirt from here. And we're gonna keep this little guy alive. Because I grow sunflowers. I'm a reasonably big fan of sunflowers. That's what I kind of more want to do, just get it as a big clump. That means I basically very minimally disturb sunflower. Here. And I just have popping off. There we go. It's a saved sunflower. May not look too happy, but it's not gonna be dying. I had a cat emergency. Oh no. What are these? So right now we have containers. But right now I have in this container specifically, I have volunteer sunflowers. So since I have volunteer sunflowers and I like sunflowers, I'm saving them. Because, well, I generally like to make the birds earn their keep. They only get free food in the winter months when it's hard to find food, and then once I can get a nice good crop of sunflowers going, then the birds can eat on my sunflower. But until then, so in order to get a head start on sunflower season, well, there I am. I have a head start on sunflower season. But yeah, so these are just containers full of wonderful, 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 wonderful dirt. So much dirt, so incredible, a whole lot of dirt. I like dirt. Dirt grows. Dirt produces. Dirt nourishes. Also, dirt has worms. But I'm also shoveling dirt out. Because when I plant my potatoes, I like to get my soil level down. So probably for the first month that these potatoes are growing for, I'm going to keep the dirt level at a lower level. Probably like around it. It also makes the container. Bark? Like bark. I tried sunflowers a few years ago. The slugs loved them. Only got 2 growing. Oh man. See, if I go in with like a direct seed type of deal for sunflowers, usually it's birds or squirrels digging up the seeds. So I like to get starts going. And then I just start working with starts. This is my typical game plan. Oh. With the good old hoary. And we're just gonna make sure got a nice loose fill. Don't want to have all this dirt be nice and loose for step 2. Break that up, that's fine, that's what it's just more organic matter. Wonderful, wonderful organic matter. Okay. That's the thing, whenever I'm playing in dirt, I'm always like taking my gloves on and off. So, to get these guys started off nicely, I'm gonna grab... Oh, I don't always do like full cups of bone meal, which that's what I got. I got good old bone meal. It's a 2-17-0. We'll hit it with some of that. And then it's good friend blood meal. Ooh, look at it. We got a wormy in there. Now I do try to be a little bit more generous with the blood meal because I definitely don't want them to be short on nitrogen. Because nitrogen is what plants use for making their leaves. Now, Now, if you overfeed in nitrogen, you can end up with too much leafy growth, but that's usually not an issue I've had with potatoes. Potatoes they're a pretty heavy feeding crop as far as nutrients, so I haven't had a lot of issues with over fertilizing. Also, what? No bat guano? I don't have access. I don't have easy access to bat guano. I mean, I just prefer going the blood bone meal route. That's my preference, personally. So once we get it added, the blood and bone meal, we just do a nice incorporating. So just basically mix the. We want to evenly distribute it. Also another thing I really like with blood and bone meal is they tend to be slower. See, that's like the greatest advantage of like the more organic fertilizers. The more organic fertilizers, they don't tend to leach out of the soil as quickly. A lot of your more synthetic fertilizers, they will actually come out of the dirt a lot quicker. So you then have to reapply more, and a lot of work. So, got one area dug down nice and deeply. Fish stuff is good also. Yeah. It's just I've just been a traditional blood and bone meal guy. So we got ourselves a seed potato that's been chitting very nicely. I use composted horse poop. Ah! Okay. Nice. I would almost be scared to use horse poop because, well, it would have to be well composted because there can be a lot of grass seeds in horse manure. But yeah, these are red Nordland potatoes, and then I also have Silverton russet potatoes. They're gonna be my 2 potatoes of choice for this year. I've typically done red Pontiac, but Tractor Supply didn't have red Pontiac, so I'm like, well, they have this other red potato, so we're gonna try a different red. And on the opposite, good fair bit. 2 years old. Oh, okay, that's good. Usually you want to hot compost them, stuff like that, so it doesn't have as like it won't have seeds that can germinate on you. So for these containers, I do like pretty much 2 seed potatoes either side of the container. Lightly cover with some dirt. Basically my dirt level here is about 2/3 of the pot. So what you see here to here, that's about 1/3 of the pot. So go 1/3 through the dirt, you hit seed potato, you go another third down, you hit the floor of the pot. So this is generally how I do my pots. Also, I will do some additional extra things as the season progresses. Once these potatoes start to come up, once the leaves start hitting about here, that soil you saw me take out earlier, I'll add that back in to fill it up to kind of fill the potatoes a bit more, and also give them a little bit more soil mass, because containers can get hot, and when you have more soil in your container, that additional mass helps hold more water, and it keeps everything more wet for longer. Otherwise, it can be very challenging keeping your potatoes well watered. Another reason why I do my container potatoes out in my driveway, because 1, lots of sun, and then 2, it's close to water. So I try to, if I need to water something often, I try to make it easy for me to do so. The hot pepper seeds didn't take. I had to try again. Ah. Do you have a hot pepper mat? Well, actually, just like a seed growing mat. Cause wait, did I take a picture? I don't think I took it. I didn't take a recent picture. Wow, I really haven't taken a recent picture of my seed tray. Oh wow, I really haven't. I thought I took a picture before I planted out the brassicas, because I planted out my brassicas about... Oh, there's the one I did before the brassicas. Yeah. So, there's my brassicas over there. And you can't really see them super well, but got little... Yep, 2 of them with thermostats. Oh, wow. Now, I did notice my Anaheims did not... I got really poor germination out of my Anaheim peppers. But all the rest did well, and the Anaheim seed, they dried out too much. Ah. Yeah, another nice thing about where I'm doing my seed starting is it's close to my basement stairs to where I walk out of the house. So it's a pretty high traffic area in my home. So it makes it very easy for me to check on them on a good amount of basis. Okay. Let's get this guy out of here without hitting the camera too much. And that was the little guys. Now we get to move on. Now we get to move up to the big leagues. So these are the big league containers. Actually, yeah. We're gonna be a lot more aggressive with the dig down on these guys. Just because I want to drop the weight. Because that's the hard part with these guys. Is the weight. They're just like so dang heavy. And as you can see, there's like tea bags, eggshells. I have a bad habit of just throwing scraps in here. Okay. Okay. I think that might be pretty good. I'm reasonably happy with that. But, however, though, I'm sorry, guys, I gotta take you down. Gotta drop you. Gotta drop you. And ta-da. Oh yeah. There you go. That's a big view of the dirt. So we can kinda now get a little bit more on your level. Without doxing myself. So as always, same method as the first time. Trying to get knife in there. Loosen everything up, but here we have. This is really good dirt. I really like this dirt I have in these. Really loose, it's crumbly. Still. Because you do want it to kind of form like dirt cogs. Because you want it to like have some structure to it, but you also want it to have like, you want it to drain nicely. Yeah, this. Very happy. Happy dirt. Now I gotta get my various fertilizers. So let's get fertilizer number 1. Bone meal. A good sprinkle of that. Larger pots, so should be going for larger servings. Just because that's good for all the blood. The blood. Because after per plant. Okay. So yeah, so we should do a little bit more. Because we're gonna be in these containers. I always go with three, um, three plants. Because they had the soil volume to support three. Yeah. Okay, that's gonna be good. That's gonna be good. Whew, okay. So, let's get in here with our trowel. We're just gonna give these a good mix. Because we want to make sure we get that blood, bone meal, all that well mixed. And when you have a really nice high organic level of dirt, lots of organic matter in your dirt, you can practically mix it by hand. Also just feels really good to work in. So, start scooping soil to the side. There. And then that. I have blood meal and bone meal this year for their organic soil. Ooh, okay. Welcome to using the remains of your enemies for your own personal good club. Good to have you here. So, I'm gonna plant that guy right there. Next filler is probably gonna go here. And then my third and final seed potato is gonna go down there. So, just kind of lightly filling around it since it's already wanting to bring up on me. Once it's down in the ground. Start tunneling towards, start heading towards our next destination. Well, nah, let's go here a bit deeper. Go. One more sweet potato. Down in there, take that out. Lightly around it. Well done. It be a little bit more aggressive. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty. Actually, pretty far down, which is good. Oh, Flash Vid! Hello and hello. Welcome in. Oh, ooh, okay. So some of the seed potatoes were a bit bigger than the other ones. So what I did, I cut them. And you want to do this, let's say 2 to 3 days before you plant, so that way it can form a nice cuticle, a covering, if you will. So it can basically kind of heal up a little bit. Then we'll just treat it like the other three. Lightly cover it back in. And pretty much it for this pot. Get these covered. And get that soil level nice and even. And there we go. And that's the first of the big pots. Now I get to worry about doing spins. But I'm gonna finish my tea first. Dad's old shop. Hello. How has been your Tuesday, sir? Ooh. I love how the tea kettle just... Isn't this soil supposed to be damp? So, funny enough, this is actually damp soil. And... give me a moment. I can actually prove it to you. Because we got rain Sunday night. And these were actually out in the soil. Well, these were outside then. So we have nice crumbly dirt, right? I give it a nice squeeze. See, it makes a nice clog. So there's enough moisture to hold the soil together. Sleepy, getting some errands done before hitting the gym. Ah. Well, I hope your errands go well. Errands can either be a mix of fun or not fun, but I hope you're doing the fun errands versus the not fun ones. Okay, there we go. How much flex do I? I don't think I have the flex. Oop. But I'm gonna make that flex happen though. There we go. It's an optical illusion. Oh no, it's just the GoPro doesn't have like some of the best color rendering. Oh. Damn, I'm gonna have to be on the other side of this. That door came out really nice. I need to check the VOD. I had plans and couldn't watch. Oh, don't worry about it. But thank you very much, though. So, I actually did make the door a little bit longer than what I needed. Which, that did kind of save me on it. Because I did anticipate having to trim it. But what I didn't anticipate my width being as bad, as off as it was. Because I knew I could kind of like cheat the hinges in or out. But I have a bit of a gap, but I can actually just cut off a scrap trim piece of cedar and it'll be easy to fix. Ah, okay. Tea water's done. And I gotta get myself into a different position. Because this platform has a lot of weight on it. Super amount of weight on it. There you guys are. And let's get that cable where I won't kill it. It scares me the most. Killing a perfectly good cable. Well, I don't want to pull the camera. I don't want to pull the cable out. Historically, my biggest issue with the GoPro has been if it gets power cycled or after I already have it in Handcam mode, getting it back into Handcam mode has always been a, let's put it nicely and call it challenging. And I'm already having to manipulate like several 100 pounds of dirt today, so let's not make it any more challenging than what it has to be. So, fun stuff. Some of that icky barf looking stuff, that's actually old hop residue from a brew. I just dumped the hop residue into the containers because, hey, it's free organic matter. Well, yeah, it's free. I mean, I paid for it, but I got what I paid for out of it, the alpha acids, and you know. Get a little bit extra mileage out of it. So let's get this. I think that should do this guy's pretty well. Oh yeah. So we'll get in here with our knife, and then we'll work the edges, break them up. Ah, it's just such good dirt, such wonderful dirt. Things that make Sugi happy. It's good. A lot of things make Sugi happy, but good dirt's one of them. Oh. skill level not low. Got everything mixed up. Now, time to grab the fertilizers. Fertilizers! You're missing something. Emoji, emoji, emoji. Yeah, you are right, Mr. Spock. You are right. I need to have a sip of tea. We're gonna have a sip of tea. Oh, wowie. I got that water a little too warm. Next up is blood meal. Good cornucopious helping of blood meal. Sure tea. Nope. It's more boring than that. I've got sweet cinnamon spice herbal tea. I've got a nice herbal tea because, well, it's getting later in the day and I can't have caffeine later in the day. It's not good. Very not good. We'll get in here with our trail and we'll get our fertilizers mixed in. There we go. Oh, got a nice good mix right now. Start digging for a goal. Getting pretty deep. There we go. And sweet potato. Sweet potato. Down in there. Then we'll lightly cover that little feller up. Then we'll go over here. Digging down. Grab another seed potato. There we go. Once we get these guys, spot for our third potato. Okay, that should be enough. Parlays was hiding her eggs, found 2 today. Oh man. Darn chickens hiding their eggs. Don't they know that's why we take care of them? That we protect them from the coyotes and the foxes and what have you? Alright. Let's get in here. Let's kinda level it out. Make it look pretty. Because I like to believe in the idea of making it look pretty. A little bit, kind of, sort of. Not always good at that, but I try. But yeah. So, here. That's container 2 done. So, that's 2 for 2. Now, let's see here. I'm thinking for this next guy, what I'll do... We'll just move you guys on over. And this one. Now, this guy. This fella. Sure does look like we got a lot of stuff going on here, doesn't it? A whole lot of stuff is going on in here. So, I showed you earlier, one of our containers had a hair bit too many, well, had some volunteers from a bird feeder. Well, that's what we got going on here, is we have volunteers from a bird feeder. Now, weird thing is, I know I have a whole bunch of this stuff. I actually don't know what that stuff is 100%. Because I am presuming it's something I got from the seed bag mix, but, well, from the bird seed mix. But I don't know what the plan is. So, actually, gonna be a lot of. Actually, gotta put some dirt in this. But darn it. I have access issues. But oh well. Push has come to shove. And what that means is I get my bag of, well, my 50 cubic, my 50 quart bag of potting soil mix that I bought from Costco, which, opening up this bag, they definitely did use manure in its in its formulation, but yeah, we're doing tubers, Mr. Hagel. Wonderful, delicious tubers. When fried up, make for an amazing pairing with beer. But right now, I have a container with a whole bunch of plants in it that I want to save. So, trying to fill up a I don't know what these are. So easy to grow, so fun to dig when you're a kid. Oh, these are still fun to dig. Very fun. Well, we're definitely at the point. Gloves gotta come off. I gotta get my hands dirty. Work with these. Without trying to get my hands dirty. Put you down in there like that. Hold you. You still have that spark. So, one of the big reasons why I really like doing my potatoes in containers is the digging part's very easy when you do potatoes in containers, because essentially all you have to do is you just take these containers and you flip them upside down. Especially when you have your top sort of set up like how I have it right now. You might be able to notice I have there's camo on the floor. I threw down the tarp for what? This stuff just I just get dirt everywhere. Sorry. I'm gonna try and save these flowers. I want to try saving flowers, man. Save the flowers. The thing they don't tell you about saving the bees is that it involves saving the flowers. So you actually have to save the flowers first to save the bees. But there we go. This is at least our first container. Tater's gonna hate. It's called soil. But yeah, see. So we got a couple saved here. and we're just gonna keep going through and trying to save what we can. Ideally, I want to save this. I like growing flowers, man. I like growing flowers. Flowers are pretty. Doogie likes growing flowers. Also, just like providing wildlife habitat too. There's another aspect to it. Is flowers are like the best way to support like birds and insects and like other critters. We're in for a world of dirt. Yes, you are. Welcome to Dirtbag VTuber Day. Brought to you by Costco because I went to Costco and bought a whole bunch. Well, it's actually brought. So today's stream is brought to you by Costco, where I got this bag of dirt from, and then Tractor Supply. Tractor Supply, where I bought the potatoes. We're doing the actual true meta for making meals from Tractor Supply. And that is going to Tractor Supply, buying ingredients, and then growing ingredients to make food happen. Dirt. All these plants. What the hell are you doing? What are you doing to us, man? We're having a rough time. It's like, don't worry, don't worry. It's gonna hurt a little bit the first time. Don't worry about the second time. Because I'm also really curious to figure out what some of this one other seed is. It's too common to be a weed. Also, I know what weeds. Also know what most of the common weeds around me look like. So, but like these are sunflowers. Sunflower. But like this fella right here, I really don't know what that guy is. Yeah. Come on, bag of dirt. Stay. Be a good bag of dirt. Don't be a naughty bag of dirt. I would like to think we have standards for our dirt around here. Birds bringing you exotic weeds. Dad'll chop. Don't be talking true words now. I'm a 36-year-old male. I like to reject reality. I don't want to be subject to reality. They already do, because birds already bring me exotic weed. Asia. Because I am grabbing sunflowers left and right. They're dirt bags and you have high standards. These are probably going to look like sad plants for a while, but that's fine. I'm giving them a chance. Got a second. Tons of sunflowers if they survive the stress. They gotta survive the stress first. Okay, so I've got one more tray after this. Oh. Once we get these trays filled up, I'm gonna... I kind of like the idea of low effort sunflower starts. I noticed some strawberries I planted last year are starting to grow again. Nice! Very nice. Yeah, I've actually... My hops have already started coming up this year. That brings down to that. Plop you down now. Yeah, because I'm gonna really have to worry about pops here soon. It's probably gonna be... I should probably make that my next garden chore to take care of. Getting the hops up. Oh, neighbors nailing. Not sure what they're nailing and where, but they're nailing. Yeah, everything in each thing. Oh man. These are definitely some sad plants though. They did not like what I'm doing to them. But that's also why I'm allowing like more than one plant in a cell to give me extras. Wait a second. Close. I think I got a neighbor repairing my fence. I think that's what that is. Pop that down into that pot. And that should take care of those guys. And get me a few more. Perfect. Ooh. There. Things I do to save plants. So So I've got one more pot. I see these two are really healthy. Oh, yeah! I think it's actually the best save yet. Grass it. Yeah. That's some sunflower saved. Holy smokes, I have saved so many sunflowers. But, rest of you guys, sorry. Damn it, why am I so sympathetic to plants? Ah! I have... Wait. I wish I had more containers. I'm a little bit tight on containers. Oh, Clinker upstairs. Hello and welcome in. I'm being overly sympathetic, trying to save his name. Almost bastard. Let go, man. Okay, there we go. There we go. I'm saving enough plants. Or at least I tell myself I'm saving enough plants. I'm gonna have to check that fence after stream. Sounds like he's nailing boards up. So, now I'm no longer concerned about the rest of this. We can just meat grind it. Oh. See, all these starts in one spot and then... Save that. I gotta save them, man. Especially considering they're plants I want to grow, you know? Sunflower. Okay. Okay. I need to drop that soil level. With a shovel! One of my favorite tools. Okay, soil level has been sufficiently dropped. Here. Break this. Basically, tilling the dirt. That, time to fertilize. So, these potatoes are going to be getting treated right. They're going to be getting treated well. Nice, generous. Opening a bone meal there. And then next up, our good friend, blood meal. Also, don't underestimate how dusty the bone meal is. Bone meal is terribly dusty. It is really, 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 really dusty. Well, it's really dusty as a fertilizer. It's a good fertilizer. It's a really slow release fertilizer. Really like it a lot. And I've had really good success with it for the... What? Bone meal also it smells bad too, Dad's old shop. Granted, judging by your bone meal also tastes bad, I'm pretty sure it tastes like it smells. But it's a great fertilizer. Wonderful fertilizer. I really like it because it's like a more slow fertilizer. Doesn't release all at once. That should have been my... Don't worry about it, sir. Not worry. So, there is our first silver tone russet for... Slowly bury that one as we open up hole 802. Worry about it. Yeah, we'll do this one. We'll do another one. Have a actually coating there. Potato forms when you cut it. Gotta let it sit for a few days. You can't just cut it and then plant it in the ground. You gotta let it sit in like air, dry, whatever. Mashed potato. I have to spin this monstrosity. And I'm glad I lay tarps down when I do this. I'm so glad I lay tarps down when I do this. Oh. There we go. Give this coverage. Really nice coverage. Now make it look really pretty. Better than we found it. Bada banga, bada boomba. Magic bag of dirt. That I have a lot in common with because I'm also a dirt bag. Granted, I'm a dirt bag in the sense that I like playing in the dirt. Okay, so I'm gonna put you guys over there. And I gotta mosey around. Bend this bad boy. Have all the room in the shop that I wish I had. To do this in the manner I wish I could. But people like me, we have to live with what we have. I'm also the type of person who's thankful for what I have. I have it's pretty good life. I've got good hobbies, good stuff. It's good. So, got a couple things. First thing I see I have to worry about is I've got some onion in here. So I'm gonna grab my magic pots, get my trowel, it'll go quite a ways away, go down into it. Oh man. Perfect. Take this. Head into my pot. Bada bing, bada boom. I've saved my onion. Saved. Oh man, I've saved a lot of plants. Okay, so now I have another plant I need to save. Not the one you guys see. Great. Trying to see both. Oh. Oh. Fine. A little bit of dirt in here. Oh. And with that, I have saved 2 thyme plants. Not 1 thyme plant, 2. Really need to get into growing more herbs. But I think I actually recently bought some dried thyme for a recipe, so I'm now like good on dried thyme for like probably 2 years. But that will just give time for the thyme I have left to grow to do its thing. So we have saved all of our plants except this big one, the big one here. This one is parsley. Herbs are great. I actually have a lot of extra cedar left over, and am thinking about doing some herb growing, but we'll see. Right now everything in my life just comes down to free time. So this little feller, this was a little feller. This feller was not this big. But I bought some that were rooted at the mire, and I was like, well, I have these containers. I can just, after I use the parsley I need for my stream, I can throw it in the container and see if it grows. Well, I threw it in this container, and as you can see, it's clear. It's grown a lot. Grown a lot. A lot. It has gone phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. And because it's been doing so well, it's going to get a slightly bigger pot. As you can see, I like reusing pots. I wanna almost. I wanna get some like larger clay pots. Have places to put stuff. Yeah, that'll come in real nicely. This guy's just been... Hopefully it continues to do well. Right. Also, another good thing about pots and herbs and such, if it gets too sunny or something, I can throw it somewhere else. Throw it and shit, throw it and stuff. That's the fun. That's the thing with pots. You can throw pots around. You can plant them wherever you want, but there we go. Now I'm probably gonna have. Now I'm gonna have parsley to the end of my days. Oh my god. You guys don't see it behind me, but I have filled my table saw with so many plants. Oh, but it's actually gonna be nice. Depending on how things go. After stream, I might try to get a few of these plants in the ground. The ones that are a little bit more expedient to do so. Mostly the the self-sown sunflowers. But we'll see how much light I have left at that point. But yeah. So, since we're down to our last pot, I do want to go ahead and kind of do a little bit of a heads up, if just in case you don't know. These pots I got for free. All 6 pots that you've seen today, I've gotten for free. These pots used to hold trees, but ooh, worm, critter. Look at that critter go. So one of the side benefits of doing volunteer events is these containers are kind of a waste product at the end of tree planting events. So I just asked the organizers, like, hey, can I have some pots? Can I take a few pots home? And they'll usually say yes, because it's a really cheap way to thank volunteers. It is a horrendously cheap way to look at the volunteer and be like, yeah, sure, have the pots. Take a couple pots home. So I have been very budget conscious on my gardening. So because if I keep my gardening costs down, that means I have more room in my budget for woodworking tools. So I tell myself. So let's go ahead and get ourselves a little bit of bone meal in here. Bone meal just smells weird. Oh wait, yeah. Oh yeah, another fact about bone meal. So in the processing to make bone meal, they will actually take the bones of whatever, can be cattle, can be animals, various animals. I presume they mostly use cattle or hog, whatever animal's available. After being processed for meat, they actually treat the bones. The bones go into a sulfuric acid bath, and what that does is it helps break up the minerals in the bone and makes them more available to bacteria, fungi, and the plants. Makes it more bioavailable. Whereas if you just were to throw bones in the ground, you wouldn't get as good as a result. It would take a little bit longer for those bones to break down. And oh yeah, this blood meal I've got going here. Blood meal. This stuff. Don't ever let this stuff get wet. Don't let it get wet, and then don't let flies get into it. Because if flies get into wet bone meal, well, blood meal, you're gonna have a nightmare on your hands. Both visually and in terms of smell. Blood meal also tastes bad. See, the thing, bone meal has a really distinct smell whenever I open up the bag, but I'm gonna smell the blood meal. Yeah, the blood meal doesn't have a smell. Bone meal does. I can smell this bone meal from up here. I'm not in it, I don't have my face in it, I'm not close to it, but boy, can I smell this stuff. It is smelly, 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 smelly stuff. Granted, I really hope these taste bad stories are merely the result of I was storing this stuff on a high shelf and I went to grab it and it fell down and hit me in the face and I then found out how it tastes. I hope it's that kind of story. Well, actually, if it wasn't, you don't have to tell me. Don't worry about that. Come over here. Come here. Come here. I'm talking to my potatoes. I'm not. Oh, don't worry. Well, at least you don't eat as many wild edible plants as I do. Because boy oh boy is the purple dead nettle coming up around me, and I have so for today's salad I actually just added probably a quarter of my salad was, well, the quarter of the leafy greens was purple dead nettle. Which, by the way, purple dead nettle is a member of the mint family. It is edible. However, though, it is bitter, and the leaves have fine velvety hairs on them, so the texture is not particularly great. But it's edible. Lots of vitamin A. It's good for you. It just doesn't taste good. It does not taste good. Eat it because I'm a weirdo. Like, why be a regular VTuber when you can just be like, yeah, I'm the VTuber that eats the most wild edible plants? Granted, I also just like doubling down on being weird. Because, well, not sure if I really want to let this, like, life hack get out of hand. On one hand, foraging is cool. On the other hand, my ancestors took a lot of effort to make sure I didn't have to eat weeds from the forest. Also, to add to that, Dad's old shop. Foraging. You have ancestors that you have never heard of because they made mistakes while foraging. The things we as humans did to get our hands on that information. Foraging information is a lot like code, like building codes. That knowledge was written in blood, based on mushroom engineers. Man, that mushroom eating tribe, I don't think they're quite right in the head, man. But just wait until the grain growing tribe finds out what ergot poisoning is like. Which, for those not really in the know, ergot is a fungus that will infect wheat and barley and various other cereal grain crops. And when the fungus matures, it actually makes like little kernels that look like the seed, and so it's really hard to tell if the grain's been infected with it. However, though, if you make bread or flour or other cereal grain products out of that tainted grain, you end up with people who lead to the cause of the Salem witch trials. Because yeah, you can really trip out on ergot poisoning, if not straight die. Worst case scenario, you die. Better case scenario, people are gonna think you're bewitched, and then civilization says someone else has to die because, well, a stupid fungus infected the cereal crop this year. But granted, that is an aspect of modern health standards I'm very thankful for. Don't have to worry about getting poisoning from something I bought at Kroger. We'll go with this feller. So that is going to be the last seed potato for today. Go ahead, cover that guy up. There we go. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Don't usually. But yeah, so also a little bit of perspective for, well, little bit of like fun history for people who haven't been here before. So the potato growing stream, let's see, this year's 2026. So in 2024, this was me planting potatoes was the first stream I did on my channel. So this is kind of like I kind of view this as like a fun back to my like origin, back to basics sort of thing. This stream also happened before I discovered OBS filters. There are times when I'm not particularly proud of my audio, and yeah, the audio from that stream was so bad that stream no longer exists. But man, oh man, I will take a moment to hype Tractor Supply, because 8 pounds seed potatoes for 15 buckaroonies. Can't beat it. Can't beat it. Like, finding an affordable source of seed potatoes has been like I've done potato growing like this because it's fun and I just enjoy doing it. However, though, the economics are very poor if you're buying seed potatoes for like $4+ a pound of seed potato. You're just not gonna break even then. Granted, that's also with a thing with gardening and a lot of other hobbies is breaking even does not always happen. But we've got 6 containers, pretty good size containers. Not sure if I actually mentioned the size on these bad boys, but they're good size. So edge to edge, it's a little bit elongated. So we'll call it 22 inches diameter. And then the pot's height, so from lip to the bottom, is 17.5. Oh yeah, I just buy potatoes in the winter and wait for the ones I didn't like to sprout and use those. Yeah, that's probably the best meta, but I was actually like ecstatic to find reasonably priced seed potatoes. Like, it has been, because my first round of buying seed potatoes, I bought them from Lowe's, spent a lot of money, and I moved to Etsy and was buying seed potatoes on Etsy, and that was fine. But the thing with Etsy is I'll get seed potatoes that look like this. They're already wrinkled, they're starting to chit on me, and these guys gotta go in the ground quickly. Like, I can't like let these guys hang out for a while. They have to hit the ground quickly. But I spent $15 and I probably have like 2.5 pounds of extra seed potatoes, which they're gonna need to hit the garden. And I think I know what I want to do with them, because I have fun thing an experiment I did probably 3 years ago, I think. It was either 2 or 3 years ago. I had 2 extra seed potatoes, and I planted them like a foot deep in wood chip mulch, and they did very well in the wood chip mulch. So that's what's going to probably happen to all these fellers right here afterwards, is they're going to get planted in the mulch, and I'm just going to let them grow in the mulch. So we're going to have container potatoes, and then we're going to have mulch ones. Now, the container ones are... I like doing potatoes in containers because they're just so easy to harvest when you're done. It's just harvesting is just easy because you can just like flip the container over and then dig through it. I also think it's funner. It's also just a more fun, enjoyable thing. So, yeah. But yeah. I'm just also personally a big gardening guy, so it's just fun. It has historically been a big challenge to do gardening streams. So that's the fun thing about containers, is I can bring my gardening materials to me, and then once stream's over, I can just yeet them out into the driveway, the yard, the whatever, and there they be. Now, I have since got a fancy new laptop, and I've got some stuff set up on it, and that has opened up my flexibility here for doing gardening stuff. Which brings me to the next talking point, which, let me get them. This is not all of them, but I went shopping at Costco, and we're going to be planning, so I haven't made the waiting room just yet, but on Friday, we're actually going to be outside I'm going to be outside in my front yard, shutter, actually planting these live on stream, because, well, damn it, I want more VTubers gardening. I want to watch VTubers garden, damn it. We have too little gardening content. But yeah, so let's just go ahead and introduce our fellers here. So I've got 2 of the allium. These are going to be, so these are full sun. So most of what I'm doing, most of what I'm planting is going to be going out into the in a shaded area. But my game plan is, as I plant all these various crops out, well, actually, these aren't technically crops. Right, I'm pretty sure I can eat these, because I'm pretty sure these are just basically chives. Just perennial chives that you can just plant in like flower borders and such. But yeah, so chives, we got those. I got another bag of chives. So we got 2 of those guys. Granted, I'm actually really excited for this next one. Next one, trilliums. So for those who don't know what trilliums are, they are a bulb, grows in the ground. They pop 3 leaves up. They have like these. They're really nice. For shaded areas. Perennials are nice. My spring onions came back already. Oh, yeah, nice. Yeah, because, well, I've got annual peas. They came up. They're doing well. I've got hops that are already 6 inches tall. Like, the hops are coming up. I have to get my hop trellis set up sooner rather than later. Ideally, some point this week. But we got some trilliums. Hopefully these take off pretty well, and I can get a little, because right now a lot of this area under my maple tree, it's kind of just wood chips and whatever else will grow there that I let grow there. Because speaking of birds dropping invasives, I have to walk that area every so often to root out bush honeysuckle and pivot. I get a lot of bush honeysuckle and pivot growing under there. And even funner, I get poison ivy, because that is what, because that's what those things, because that's what birds bring you. Birds bring you poison ivy. We still have a few 25, 27 degree nights in the future. I can't plant most stuff yet. Oh, peas will take that. Peas will, if you're doing peas, they will take it. Lettuce will take it too. I actually had, because we got a really, what was it? Was it this past? No, it wasn't this past Monday. It was the Monday before that. It got really cold here, like 25 degrees in the morning, and I covered a whole bunch of stuff. I think it was supposed to go down into like, it's supposed to go down past 20. So I got really scared for the peas, so I put all the peas under some blankets I had, some just old bed sheets that were kind of worn out. But peas took it like a champ. Lettuce, I didn't even attempt to cover the lettuce because I already have like another 13 lettuce starts going. I can just replant. Lettuce starts took it like a champ. Survived. Will they have been worried about those kind of plants? Maybe I'll throw them out. So lettuce and peas can take a pretty good frosting, because there's actually quite a few plants that will take 27, 25, like if it's especially if it's like brief, like for a couple of hours. Man, peas will shrug that off all day long. peas are... I wouldn't worry about peas unless it was going to get below 20, which supposedly it was, so I kind of got worried about them. But I've now got like peas this big, like 4 inches or so. And I now I have to also worry about trellising those eventually, so. And that's kind of just gonna be the theme of my homestead chores, is gonna be lots of gardening stuff from like here on out for probably the rest of this week and going into next week, probably. Because I still gotta get, because I've got all my onion starts going, I need to get those out. I've been missing out. Yeah, because, like, gosh, I try... So, depending on the weather, I'll either get my peas in the ground last week of February if it's looking warm, or if it looks like we still have some cooler weather incoming, I will actually plant, but like last week of February, first week of March is usually when I get my peas in the ground. Lettuce comes out a little bit after. I can definitely get my onions in the ground right now. Really looking forward to getting those in the ground. I love my onions. Further reason why I bought these bad boys. But we are also, because I'm also wanting to, after I introduce these plants, I gotta crack these bad boys open because they're sprouting on me. So I kind of want to get water on them, just so that way they stay hydrated. And then I'm also gonna be doing some bleeding hearts. These are pretty, very pretty, really pretty fellers. Which supposedly they should look like that, and I actually don't think these are coming out just yet. But I'm gonna crack. I do want to get these things cracked open. I actually planted some plants from Costco like this last year, maybe? And they actually did not do well. So I'm a little bit more paranoid going into this year. So just want to get these. Just kind of want to get the bag out and evaluate. Okay, that's fine. So things I'm looking for in this bag is, one, from the presence of moisture. I definitely have some more. Also, not growing out a whole lot, so I cannot worry about these too much. But everything online, and then also in my personal opinion, you should definitely try to get, anytime you're dealing with bare root plants, you gotta get them in the ground as quickly as you can. Now, these are the ones I bought at Costco. Well, yeah, when I was at Costco. However, there were plants online available that were cheaper online. Oh no, wait. I was hoping it would take me to the thing. It did not take me to the thing. Oh, wait. Come on, Costco. Website. Do your thing. And all options. Nope. Damn it. There it is. Wait, is that the collection I bought? I think I clicked. I tried to click the link in the thing, and it just takes me to the website. Just takes me to, wait. Ah, there it is. Haha. We're planting hostas, guys. And I don't know how this. Stilbies? We're going to be planting hostas and the stilbies. And we're going to be planting a fair amount of those bad boys. Because I bought 2 packs, and each pack has 20 plants. So, and I did the 50-50 mix. So we've got 20 hostas to go into the ground. Got 20 hostas going into the ground. We have 20 abystines. We got 6 bleeding hearts, a dozen trilliums, and then 6 beryllium. So a lot of stuff to be growing. Very, very excited. So I wanna, because I know my onions aren't. My onions are. They're already coming up, but I'm not. So I guess. It's potatoes. Oh, thank you. Oh man. Well, I'm not sure if you're much into like gardening and such, but if you have access to a Tractor Supply, get your seed potatoes from Tractor Supply. I paid $8 for a 4-pound bag, which planted out 4 containers this big. This is about 22 inches diameter. 2 slightly smaller containers. Plus, bring you guys in, all these guys, which I have a giant wood chip mulch pile that those potatoes are gonna go in later. So, let's take a look at these trilliums. So, let's see, a hair bit of moisture, but they look kind of dry. I don't like that. But, oh wow. Okay, so I do see some roots. Okay. Damn, I'm gonna have to open up the bag. I'm gonna make sure these guys are okay. Because I just want to make sure they're not dried out. So, there's the calm. There's the rhyme zone. There. That's why it's, because there's 3 in this bag, and trying to find 3 of these bad boys in this bag, it's kind of difficult, but so rhyme zone still is reasonably healthy, so that's good. Oh wow. Okay. Different ones, different strokes. That one definitely. One trying to grow there. You really need to worry about getting these guys in the ground eventually. Which they're going to go in the ground on Friday, but fortunately that's Friday and not like now. I might, because I have thought about taking them out and then just putting them in a tray with a slight amount of water just to make sure they stay moist. But yeah. So. But yeah, on Friday, we're gonna be actually outside in the yard planting all these various. Basically, we're gonna be planting out the better part of a shade garden. So I'm really happy about. Really looking forward to that. But yep, for today, we got the annual potatoes in the ground, in containers. And eventually, actually, I'm going to go kind of through here. Sorry, I'm going to go back through my channel because I will harvest these on stream. I think last year I did it July-ish. See, it said 8 months ago. So I'm trying to think about, yeah, that would be July, because I did, yeah, because there was the blackberry wine. Okay, so probably in July, mid-July, we'll be harvesting these bad boys. So, but yeah. We'll harvest them, and I'll also cook with them. As for the recipe, I really don't know. I've done quite a few potato recipes, and it's like, oh man, I might be running out of potato recipes. But yeah, so I'd like to say thank you very much for tuning in, everyone. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, night, evening, whatever it is, wherever you're at. And hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.